Now, some people wonder, why is it that their mindset has been changing? You know, you're like, but this is not how I used to be. What's going on? What's wrong? What has changed over time? This is not how I used to think. What has changed? This is not how I used to behave. What has changed? These are not the kind of people I used to relate with. What happened over time? That's because there is an influence of your environment over you, which you are not probably aware of. There is a way in which the environment you live influences you and you don't even know. Yes. For those that have an understanding of psychology, they will tell you that one of the key aspects that help in the development of the mind is environment. By environment here, we mean the kind of place where you live, the kind of people you associate with, the kind of people you talk to, the kind of advice you listen to, the kind of places you visit, the kind of things you see. Okay, because we have both the internal and the external environment. Whichever be the case, both internal and external environment, your environment has a very heavy impact on the way your mindset works. It has a way of influencing your thinking. It has a way of changing your perspective. It has a way of turning around the way you understand things. And that is why I want us to look at how your environment influences your thinking, influences your mindset, influences your reasoning. This is the professional mindset. Negative environments reduces ambition. Negative environments reduces ambition. You find yourself in the midst of people whom everything they do is discourage you. You know, they keep telling you, no. You try this, it cannot work. Yeah, your ambition dies because you meet with people. At times, they may not directly tell you that what you're trying to do will not succeed, but the lukewarm nature, the lukewarm behavior that you get when you try to bring forth some kind of ideas. You cannot be relating with people that have no ambition and you expect your own ambition to grow. Definitely not. There's a saying that iron sharpeneth iron. If you walk with the wise, you become wise. If you walk with fools, definitely you are a fool. Okay, so you don't expect to have an ambition that grows and you're moving with people that don't have ambition. That's one of the reasons why there's a saying that show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are. Why? Because a wise man should mingle with the wise in order to continue being wise. A foolish man mingles with the foolish and continues being foolish. But a foolish man who intends to be wise will start mingling along with the wise and gain wisdom. So the environment which you have, if it's the kind that the people involved in it don't even have an ambition, definitely it will kill your own ambition. It will water down your aspirations and it will bury your dreams even at a premature stage. So that is something that you should definitely have in mind. Very important when it comes to mindset of the environment. You should check the category of people you mingle with. You cannot have an ambition and you're dealing with people that have no ambition. It will be watered down. You cannot have a vision and you're dealing with people that have never had a vision for themselves. They will kill your vision even at a premature stage. So it is very important to know, okay? The negative environment can kill your ambition. The next thing you should know is that exposure changes possibilities. All right? There are some things you try to do in some environments is not possible, but in other environments it is 100% possible. Why? The exposure is different. Exposure is different. So exposure changes possibilities. It's just like you want to achieve a scientific handwork and you find yourself in a village setting where the people, they have never seen a car for the first time. They have never seen electricity in their lives. But you want to do scientific research expecting the people to support you. Of course not. That's not possible. Okay? You do things like that in an environment that is exposed already. You do things like that in an environment that already has an understanding of what you're trying to do, where the people have a foreknowledge, at least they can contribute to your growth. You cannot be trying to maybe carry out a research on malaria, for example, as a medical doctor, and you are finding yourself in the polar regions, areas where malaria don't even exist. So what kind of experiment are you trying to do there? Where will you meet the mosquito in the polar regions? Not to talk about finding the one that transmits malaria, as we're told, the female anopheles mosquito. Where are you going to find it? Of course not. So if you want to do a research of that nature, you should find yourself in the tropical regions, not in the polar regions. You want to do a research of that signature, of that magnitude, you should find yourself in the hearts of the tropics. You want to do a research on diseases like sleeping sickness, you should find yourself in the hearts of the tropics and the temperate grasslands. You cannot be finding yourself in the Sahara Desert, for example, desert regions, and then you want to, come on, that's not possible. So you see that environment matters, okay? Environment matters. Environment really matters. So environments can change possibilities. It can change possibilities. There are environments where the possibilities are possible. There are environments where it is not possible. The third thing is that the relationship changes. It shapes your mindset. The kind of relationships you have shapes your mindset. And when we talk about relationship here, we mean the kind of people you engage in a day-to-day affair. Okay, your relationships, your friends, your close associates, your mates, it changes and shapes your mind. So when you get into the relationship with the wrong people, friendship, whatever, into the wrong relationship with the wrong people, definitely your mind will be shaped in the wrong direction, negatively. But if you need to have a positive mind, you need to build the right relationship with the people that can build the positivity. Okay, and the easiest way to do so is to build a relationship with the people that have succeeded in the field which you are trying to gain access into. It is easier for someone who is already at the top to pull you up than someone who is below to push you up. You know, these are two different things. While the person is trying to push you up, there is a lot of weight that is weighing the person down because he is down. But the one who is already up, it's easier to pull you up. Why? Because he's already at an elevated stature. It's easier to draw you up and give you a better standard. That's what you should understand. So you should build relationships with people that have already succeeded in the area where you are struggling to succeed. They have succeeded in that area, so they already know the errors they committed. They know the do's and the don'ts. They know the ways to maneuver and push you through easily. So you who is a newcomer, you may not make the mistakes they made because they will now tell you, this is the error I made, this is the error I made, this is where I went wrong. So in this level, do this, in this level, do this. When you find difficulties, go like this. That's how it's supposed to be. But if you find yourself in a relationship with people that have no knowledge of what you're trying to do, no ideas about the aspirations which you're trying to make, it becomes very difficult because most definitely they cannot help you. They cannot help you. You need people that can help you. So build the right relationship so that you can shape your mind in the right frame. Okay? You cannot be a medical doctor and your best close associates are footballers. Oh my. What a misconception of relationship. You cannot be a footballer and your best close associates are people that don't even sit down to watch football. Oh my. What an error. Okay? You should have people of like manner. Alright, people of like manner, birds of the same feather flock together. So you have people of like manner. That's the easiest way to push and shape your mind in the course of your relationship. And the last thing you should understand is that growth environment inspires aspiration. You get into an environment where everybody is struggling to grow, it inspires you to grow. You get into an environment where everybody is struggling to make it, everybody is struggling to take it to the zenith, it will make you grow. Imagine you meet the first person, you're like, okay, so what are you trying to do? You're like, this is what I'm doing for a living. I'm trying to invest in this and this and get to this level. You meet another person, I'm trying to push this and this business through. I'm trying to get so and so degree. I'm trying to, and then you look at the seriousness in which they concentrate on what they do. Definitely, you too, you will be pushed to do something. You will be moved to do something. So it is very important for you to understand that by virtue of the fact that you need to grow, you need to reshape your mind, you should be in an environment where people that are there have an aspiration. where the people there have a positive reasoning, they have an ambition, and they walk towards that ambition. That's one of the easiest ways for you to have a refined mind. So protect your environment carefully. Choose your relationship wisely. This is the professional mindset.